Hello, and welcome to the webinar on the Certificate and Postgraduate Certificate in Business Administration with the York University School of Continuing Studies. Before we begin, I'd like to conduct a land acknowledgement. We recognize that many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships with the territories upon which York University campuses are located that precede the establishment of York University. York University acknowledges its presence on the traditional territory of many Indigenous nations. The area known as Takaranto has been caretaken by the Anishinaabeg Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and the Métis. It is now home to many Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge the current treaty holders, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. This territory is subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement to peaceably share and care for the Great Lakes region. My name is Nicole Pereira. I'm the program manager for the certificate and postgraduate certificate in business administration within the continuing professional education division of the School of Continuing Studies. What we're going to be looking at today is a brief overview of the York University School of Continuing Studies. We're going to look at the program features and benefits of the certificates. I'll walk you through your instructors and take you through the instructional team. We'll also look at program formats and schedules, as well as the registration process, ending with value-added student services. In terms of the York University School of Continuing Studies, we are a new school just formed in 2015, and we are actually the fastest growing continuing education unit in the country. Our mandate and our vision is to design and offer programs that are built with and delivered by senior leaders within industry, and to focus on delivering programs that are in very well established and also high demand and emerging professional disciplines. What I mean by that is that when we build programs and deliver those programs to our students, we make sure that the programs that we're delivering are tied to labor market needs and what employers are looking for in the employees that they have, and also employees that they would like to hire. We also leverage what we refer to as cohort-based learning. And what this means is that you'll be starting and taking your program with the same group of classmates and peers from the beginning of the program all the way to the end. And there's a lot of benefits of this type of model. One being that it helps to create a very strong learning community. There's a lot of peer-to-peer collaboration that happens, and also it gives you the opportunity to establish a strong professional network that will serve you for many years to come. So who are our students? We have a number of different types of students that come to our business certificates. One is career starters, so people who are graduated university or college and are looking to launch their professional careers. We also cater to individuals who are looking to change their careers and switch direction. These programs appeal often to new and also aspiring managers and people leaders, as well as people who have a number of years of experience but are looking for a professional, like a credential, to legitimize and strengthen their existing skills and competencies, as well as future leaders. So let's walk through the main features of the certificate. So starting with the multiple delivery formats. So I've mentioned there's two different certificates, the postgrad certificate, which is offered in a full-time model, as well as the certificate, which is offered in a part-time model. And these different options, which we'll talk about in more detail in terms of how they're structured, give you the opportunity to really choose a format that works best for you. Secondly, all of our programs in the School of Continuing Studies are offered in a condensed and accelerated format. So what you'll probably find, if you haven't already, is that our programs and our certificates are shorter than many other programs that you'll find available. In terms of the certificate, it's made up of only 5 courses. The postgraduate certificate is made up of 8 courses. And what this means is that you'll be able to strengthen and validate your business skill set within just 8 to 10 months. 8 months in the full-time model, 10 months in the part-time model. So within under a year. Next up is, like I've already mentioned, the cohort model. So as I've already explained, this means that you'll be progressing with the same group of students from start to end. In addition to the benefits that I've already mentioned, this also ensures that you have stability in your scheduling. What I mean by that is that you know before you even sign up for the program exactly what your schedule is going to be for the entire duration of the program. You know what day you're going to start, when each of your classes are going to be starting and ending, and what the end date of your program is going to be. So it gives you a lot of certainty in planning the other aspects of your life around your education. Another massive benefit of delivering programs in this cohort-based model is that it allows us to build an entire program rather than disjointed individual courses. Because we're building a whole program for you, what that means is that we know exactly how you're going to be coming into the program, and we can build each course to build logically from the preceding course or the preceding courses, so that ultimately, when you complete the program, our graduates are able to achieve higher level learning outcomes in many cases because each program builds on the preceding course and they're not billed as isolated one-off offerings. We've also talked already about the opportunity to build connections and support networks. We encourage you to form study groups and support yourselves in your learning journey. That's certainly a best practice and an excellent feature of continuing education. Next up is our Program Advisory Council. Our programs are overseen and steered by a group of experts. These are senior level business leaders who help to ensure that our program is modern, it's relevant, and it's current, and that what we're teaching reflects the ongoing needs and requirements of major employers. And then lastly, being a school of continuing studies, it's very important for us to hire our instructors from industry. So when we're looking to hire, the number one thing that we consider in bringing instructors into our school is the level and the diversity of professional hands-on experience that they have in the field. And that enables you to be learning from real practitioners who are in senior positions in business, who can bring their real life and practical experience into the classroom to make the theoretical concepts that you're learning much more interesting and engaging and exciting. They can help explain to you how these concepts and theories that you're learning actually apply in the real world. And also they're very well connected. So it's always a good strategy for yourselves to really build those relationships with your instructors because you never know who they might know. Speaking of our instructors, this is just a summary slide for you to give you a bit of a brief glance into who our instructors are, the types of credentials that they're coming with, and then moving on to the next slide. This slide summarizes for you the organizations that our instructors work with. So you can see that there's a lot of really big names here. And this speaks to the connectedness of our instructional team and the type of experience and expertise that they're able to bring to the table. Now, moving on to program formats. As I've been mentioning, we have two major formats. One is the part-time program, which is offered in an online asynchronous, which means not live and more self-directed format. And the second format is our full-time offering. And because of the pandemic, we've been offering a combination of both live online, which is delivered over Zoom in real time, and also on-campus learning. So moving forward beyond August, we do expect that our programs for the full-time offering will be online, but that again will be dependent on public health guidelines. Now, as you can see, both of these offerings offer the same courses with the exception of 3, and those 3 courses are the ones that are in red font. So in the full-time certificate, the additional courses that are included are business communications, business fundamentals, and then the final capstone, which wraps up all of the learnings into a final team-based project. Something to be informed of is that the project management course in both formats counts towards the training requirements for the PMP or project management professional designation, and this is with the Project Management Institute, if that's a designation that you're interested in pursuing. Okay, so looking now at the application process, if you're looking at the part-time online format, this is an open enrollment program, which means that when you go to our website, you can enroll yourself directly into the program and no application is required. So this program allows you to self-select and identify for yourself if this is the right program for you. When it comes to the full-time program, an application is required, and this is a competitive entry program. So it's important to understand that this is not a first come, first serve program, although applying early is always best because this program does have a tendency to fill up quite quickly. So I do encourage you to apply early, but like I said, it is competitive entry. So you want to submit the strongest application that you can. Our website lists all of the requirements that are needed to be eligible for the full-time program. Some of these are minimum language scores, so IELTS Academic 6.0, Duolingo 104, and TOEFL 79 to 80. Just to name a few. Additionally, you'll need to submit your transcripts, and a prior degree or diploma is required. We look for a minimum of 60% for your cumulative grade point average. And however, of course, higher academic performance is preferred. Now, in terms of looking at a sample schedule, this is a sample of your part-time or online schedule. Now, like I've mentioned, this program is largely self-directed. Now, what I mean by that is there are still firm deadlines for your assignments and exams that are set within the schedule. However, when you complete your work is largely up to you. And so this is a really convenient format for people that have family responsibilities and or professional responsibilities, maybe working full-time or working multiple jobs and need that extra flexibility in their schedule. So as you can see here, this is just an example of when you might post to a discussion board, when you might work on your practice activities or watch videos that are tied to the curriculum. Now, your instructor, although this is, like I've said, asynchronous, which means it's not live, your instructors will provide occasional optional live sessions for you. These will be conducted via Zoom. They are not required for you to attend because, of course, we recognize that this is an online program and that being in live sessions is not part of your commitment to us. But we do want to offer this to you as a value add so that if you do want those opportunities to engage with your classmates in real time and get to know people, on Zoom, and certainly get to know your instructor and for them to get to know you, these are fantastic opportunities to really engage with all of the stakeholders in your class, to have really interesting discussions about the material, to have questions answered, and so on. Now, these live sessions on Zoom will be recorded. So if they're held at a time that doesn't work for your schedule, you have the opportunity to go back and view the recordings. In the part-time schedule, you will be completing one course at a time. And it is, like I said, 10 months to complete. Now, when we look at a sample full-time, which is a live online, fully synchronous, that means fully live, or on-campus schedule, how it works is you'll be taking 2 courses at a time, and those courses will be held on alternating days. So for example, on Mondays and Wednesdays, you might be taking marketing, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you might be taking business strategy. Now, the class times are always going to be the same, day over day. And each course, with the exception of the capstone, is 6.5 weeks long. So that works out to 13 3-hour sessions. And so 6 hours of training and class time per course per week. So clearly that works out to a total of 12 hours a week. In terms of COVID, like I mentioned, we're balancing the needs for online learning with or live online learning, sorry, with on-campus learning. But either way, you'll always have the opportunity to interact with your instructor and your peers in real time and benefit from small group and interactive engagement. Okay, so just a summary of what we've gone through. The part-time online format is instructor facilitated, although it is not live, with the exception of the optional Zoom sessions. The full-time program is instructor facilitated and fully live. For the part-time program, you can expect 8 to 10 hours of effort each week that you'll need to dedicate to your studies. In the full-time program, you will expect 12 hours of in-class time per week, plus time for coursework and studying and assignments. In the part-time program, you're doing 1 course at a time. The full-time is 2 courses at a time. Part-time is 5 courses, 10 months to complete. Full-time is 8 courses, 8 months to complete. Both formats, you'll be performing and conducting assignments and assessments that are very practical and applied to industry. And you'll be, when it comes to exams, they will be open book and non-proctored and delivered online. One thing I should mention is that we do very little traditional testing in these certificates. In both the part-time and the full-time formats, you will only have 1 exam in 2 of your courses. So 2 exams total for the entirety of the certificate. 1 is in the accounting course and 1 is in the human resources course. I believe they're only worth approximately 20% each. So what that means is that most of your grade will be made up of assignments, group work, and individual submissions that are largely practical and tied to industry. So it may be things like case studies, presentations, and so on. So let's look now at how to register for the program. So in terms of registering, you'll just go to our website to the Business Administration program page. The link to the program is below, and you'll see both options there. The first being the online format and the second being the full-time format. And then you'll just click on Learn More. Now, when you enroll, you'll click on that Enroll tab, followed by Register. And in the options section, you can choose how you'd like to pay your fee. So you can either pay the full amount up front or you can pay a deposit. And then you'll go to checkout. You'll either sign into your account if you have one existing, or you'll create a new one. Creating a new account is very easy. You'll just fill in the required fields as you're prompted to do. And then from there, when it comes to payment, you'll review your payment summary and the cart, select the preferred payment method. Most probably it's going to be credit card, although we do have other payment methods available. Check off policy confirmation to verify that you understand the terms and conditions, which include the withdrawal and refund policies, and then simply continue to checkout. So full payment is due before the start of the program. If you have any questions around the payment, you can email the registration department at regscs@yorku.ca. That's regscs@yorku.ca. When it comes to the individual courses, there's absolutely nothing you need to do here. We will enroll you in all of your individual courses, so no further action is needed on your part. Once you register for the program, we take care of the rest. Okay, so let's take a moment now to look at some value-added student services that are available to you as a student of the School of Continuing Studies at York. The first being Career Nexus. Career Nexus is a comprehensive suite of cutting-edge, artificial intelligence-driven career tools that are personalized to you and that you can access anywhere, anytime. These are available exclusively to continuing studies students. And these will really help you to develop the in-demand career skills that you'll need to put into action post-graduation. So included within Career Nexus and available to you are a full subscription to LinkedIn Learning, 10,000 Coffees, which is an online networking platform where you'll be connected with people in industry and in roles that are of interest to you and aligned with your career goals and objectives. We also offer an AI resume and interview optimizer that will develop your skills in those 2 critical areas, as well as live workshops and career talk coaching sessions. So there's a lot of opportunities here. Once you're a registered York student, you'll be able to log in. And if you have any questions about these services, you can email scsnexus@yorku.ca. The email address is just there at the bottom of the slide. Other opportunities for SCS students. Now this one does come at an additional cost, just to be aware of that. I believe the cost is in and around $1,000 on top of your tuition. And it's the Entrepreneurship Initiative through Innovation York. So if you have a business idea, or you're starting a business, or you'd like to become an entrepreneur, the Entrepreneurship Initiative might be of interest to you. This program will connect you with all sorts of training and workshops to get your business idea launched and to be successful as an entrepreneur. It will also connect you with business mentors as well as funding opportunities. So you can learn more via the link on the slide if that's of interest to you. Another opportunity that's available to you is an additional free certificate of completion that you can complete through the York University Center for Human Rights, Equity and Inclusion. So upon completing a minimum of 3 of the workshops that I've listed on the slide, and these are just some of the workshops that are available, you'll automatically receive this certificate of completion. So certainly this will add to your skill set and your toolbox, and also give you something additional that you can put on your resume and present to employers. So that brings me to the end of the webinar for today. If you have any questions and would like to follow up with us, you can always reach us at continue@yorku.ca. Via that email, you'll be able to connect with a continuing studies advisor who's always happy to answer your questions. You can also reach us at the phone numbers listed on the slide. So thank you so much for your attendance today, and we hope to see you at York University School of Continuing Studies.